Blessings. So this is just a short video to say that I'm in the bull ring in Wexford. Probably been here for about 5 years preaching. Of course, being a preacher, you come up against the system, especially when you're exposing corruption. They want to quiet you, so they just try to persecute your life and put you in prison, and they come up with these orders that they can't back up, but they hope that the administrative procedures will delay you just enough to kind of keep you quiet or dissuade you from returning to it, Oh, we'll make your life difficult if you go back to preaching. It's all about that. They've been doing it for thousands of years and centuries, Like there's tell of a Christian preacher in Wexford who was here hundreds of years ago, maybe 100 or 200 years ago, and he won a court case when they tried to quiet him. So it just goes to show it's just repeating. It just repeats itself throughout history. Until the Lord returns, he'll be raising men up in societies so that those who would return to him will have an opportunity to hear the gospel. Because we know that like the fake Christian Catholic Church, they haven't been really teaching the gospel. They've been rather teaching people how to actively disobey God as they engage with the Catholic Church, basically. They've done it in many different ways. They've exhibited this disobedience, this defiance, and set themselves up as enemies of the cross of Jesus for hundreds of years now. And so this is nothing new. They try, if they can't do it physically, if they can't remove you, they try to do it spiritually, or they try to do it by kind of squeezing you out. You go for a job interview and you won't get it, and you'll go back and you won't get it again, or they don't want to associate with you because the people in the locality have tried to stigmatise you. I was in the newspaper here, they called me all sorts of names, and obviously that's going to have the potential to harm your ability to acquire employment, in that area. So it's just history repeating itself. They did it to Jesus. When Jesus came, they killed him. He basically came and said, your deeds are evil, what you're doing is harmful, you're breaking the laws of God, you're defiling yourselves and others, you're a brood of vipers, you're from below. And they killed him for it, and all he was doing was telling them the truth. So when man attempts to kill the source of life, he's fighting against himself. And it's the same thing that's happening today. All you have to do is look around at the local pub, turning the local square into basically a beer garden, to see the state of things. And they would rather do this than hear the gospel of Jesus Christ. I was here yesterday, a man came up, just goes to show how ill-informed people are at best, and trying to weave a web at worst. Coming over to the preacher and saying, you require a busking permit to do this. It's absolutely preposterous that they would actually come and try to remove the freedoms of an Irishman to come into a public place and address his own people. Is absolutely against all of their heritage, and it's the manifestation of absolute hypocrisy. When just over there's a tree that they planted called the Tree of Liberty. It has 1798 to 1998 written on it. They celebrate 200 years of freedom. They erect a statue of the pikeman who was supposed to have fought for the freedoms that we're now to enjoy in Ireland, and here they are fighting against an Irishman, bringing them the gospel of Jesus Christ and exposing corruption in society. It's the absolute manifestation of hypocrisy and futility, the futile nature of man's rebellious spirit. So what was it all about? It was all about rebellion. It was all about the encouraging of spiritual rebellion. Why? Because that's what Satan is.